Hey guys, welcome back to Monday, 2011 Chevy Equinox. This is the vehicle that was here, I think in the last video or the one before, I'm not quite sure. The engine pipe repair. While it was here for that repair, he had mentioned a noise in the front, clicking, cracking, something. Not an axle noise, only when he stops and then takes off. There's a click, kind of a noise. We checked it out. We verified it, and now it's here. We are doing lower control arms. It has a bad lower control arm bushing. My lighting is dying out. Ooh, my camera's going haywire. I don't know. Let's see. Let's play with the lighting. How's this look? I look uglier? Excellent. Can't look any better. This is it. It has a bad bushing. We're putting a whole control arm in it. I don't see the sense in just doing a bushing. They are cheaper, but it's got two bushings. It's got a ball joint, and by the time we piece them all together, might as well put the control arm in it, right? Nothing crazy. I'll take you along. One thing I do want to point out is checking control arms. Maybe a little, I don't know if it's a trick or a tip or whatever you want to call it. Let me bring it down in here. Usually when we check these, let me just point them out real quick. Set my light up a little better. I'm having lighting issues today. This is one of them here. This is the other bushing here. And of course there's the ball joint. The issue tends to be is you can pry on these like a regular, like you check a ball joint. Put a jack stand under the knuckle, take the wheel, and typically we jack the car, we put a stand underneath the low control arm, compress it, we give it the, take the weight off the suspension, right? Instead of hanging it, we compress it. 3 and 9, 6 and 12, we check for play. Usually you're not going to reveal the play in the low control arm by doing that. Just the way the arm is set up. Sometimes you can if it's really blown out, but usually you can't. Even if you put it in the air like this, we get a pry bar under, we pry on it. Sometimes, depending on the angle, sometimes you can get it. Is it wrong? No. I still suggest you do that. Right? The old up and down, back and forth. Get a pry bar underneath, lift it up. None of them are wrong. Do them all. Because I've seen ball joints where you go this way and nothing. You go a little bit off center. You do like the 2 and 8 kind of maneuver, and all of a sudden the ball joint pulls. It depends on how the ball joint's sitting in the socket, how it's going to reveal the play. That's my point. The lower control arm, one of the ways I like to check it, along with all of these other ways, is car on the ground, wheels on, car on the ground, drive it. Roll it up, have somebody stand outside. Usually you only have to roll it a few miles an hour and stab the brake. Give it a quick punch. Especially in a situation where this back bushing is worn, like this one is, you'll actually see the wheel move forward. In the wheel well, you'll actually see it move back and forth. That's the easiest way I found. You can roll backwards, hit it, stab the brake. Again, a mile an hour. Just roll it, stab it, roll it forward, hit the brake. And you'll see the whole wheel shift. And usually you can get a light and you can watch it as they do it. And you can watch the whole control arm shift. That's the way I like to do it, because you can't. It's hard to reproduce 3,000 pounds of metal on a suspension. It's hard to reproduce that on the lift. There's nothing like having the weight of the car yanking on it. So that's that. What we have is this bushing right here is blown out. If I zoom in, you might be able to see it. If I pry on it with a pry bar, you might be able to see it. It's just, like I said, it's hard to reproduce on the lift, but that bushing is wiped out. So is the other side. we're gonna fix it. As my friend Dan would say, fixed it again. Oh, and I get to try out my new toy. Woo! Say hi. It's alive. This is what happens when you freshly graduate. You can't figure out what to do. You get up at, what time is it? Footnote, this bolt will always come loose. Not loose, it will come through loose. Not that it'll come loose, but notice they purposely don't tighten this. Same thing with this bolt. I'm going to loosen this back up just a hair. You can't even see what I'm doing. This one. We're going to loosen this back up a hair. So we tighten it now and then put the vehicle down. It's going to twist that bushing. So it's right now it's not in its normal compressed state. When we compress the suspension will go up. That'll allow it to turn, and at that point I'll reach in with a wrench and we'll tighten this one up, and I'll tighten this one up. When it's down, I got the same thing on the other side. When it comes down, we'll just give this one, we'll reach in, we'll tighten this one. This way we don't prematurely twist the bearing. And that's it in a nutshell. It's done. Not a hard job. Let's see, a couple bolts. The important thing is to know why you're changing it. Not just throwing parts at it. I know that bushing was bad before I started. Know not to tighten the bolts up too soon. No, it's two bushing bolts up too soon. So when you let it down, you don't twist that bushing and prematurely wear it. That happens all the time. And that's about it. I think this thing does still need a motor mount, which of course is dealer only. I don't know why, but we'll do that one next. If I can, share it with you guys. But that's it. We're gonna put it down. We're gonna tighten this up. I'm not gonna film it. It's boring. I'll just reach in. I'll tighten it up. I'll take it for a road test. And that was it. That's a control arm on a Chevy Equinox, which is pretty common on most of the Chevy. The same design on most of the Chevys. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that little tip about how to check it, watch for the wheel rocking in the wheel well. Hopefully that helps somebody. Click subscribe, ring the bell, say hi. Hope everybody's having a good spring, summer. We're almost there. It's raining again. But peace everybody. Thank you.